Welcome back, guys, to another exciting episode of BarQuest, my stupid, fun podcast where I go around the city of Chicago with my favorite comedians to their favorite bars. And I'm here today treated by a Chicago legend, 3-time Chicago Reader, Comic of the Year winner, Deanna Ortiz, everybody.
Hi. Feels weird to be looking out into a phone like, hello, hi.
Hello. I know it's weird. I'm always like, that's what I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we'll angle it because I've done booths and it's always a little
It's like, I want to face you. I'm also like, why are they watching
It's all
me?
good. Yeah. But they're just eavesdropping. Cheers. Thanks for taking us to your favorite bar, which is
the Charleston bar.
Charleston.
On Charleston and Hoyt in Bucktown.
I was gonna ask what part of town this is. I'm still getting. I've been here, 5 years, 6 years.
Oh wow.
And I'm still like
It's
clueless on where the lines are. And
It's
everything.
kind of the best part too.
Yeah.
Like now you're like, and to like discover new bars, especially in this little area. Right now we're in like a little square block where like there's like a fun different bar hidden among the houses, and that's what I really like about this place.
I thought I had the wrong address at first, honestly. I was coming up and it's a lot of residential.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is this it? And I'm like, oh wow, because it's not real. There's not like a really loud sign outside at all. So it was kind of like I had to get a little closer, which I love, and it's awesome in
And there's
here.
a couple other bars that are just like this type of vibe. Like you walk in and you're like, is this where I'm supposed to be? In this little like maybe like 4-block radius.
Would you consider this like a dive bar?
No.
No.
It's a classy. I think it's like
Classy.
it's the kind of bar that like is like, oh, it's like hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. The next level up.
Yeah. Without being too pretentious.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And there's no TVs in here. I'll know. What would you? Yeah. I guess classy. Any other aesthetic verbiage you would use on this place?
Yeah. Chill.
Chill.
bar.
Yes.
Chill bar.
Very chill.
Laid back. Like you said, no TVs, which I like.
Yeah.
I do like they bring DJs in. Everyone's
Oh, cool.
So, like,
I did see they have like a vinyl setup back
Yeah.
there. The
Yeah.
speakers are around here. We'll have pictures for over here. of
We'll
the
give you guys
place.
the whole tour,
Oh, yeah.
MTV Crib style.
Of course.
And that like you can come back here where it's a little more quieter.
Yeah, it's a little nook. We got a little photo booth. I feel like there's a photo booth like every other bar in Chicago.
Absolutely.
It's very much a thing out
And
here.
I do love a good photo booth. Is that
Yeah.
not normally a thing? Is that other?
I don't
in
feel
Buffalo,
like
no?
Buffalo, not really, or maybe I wouldn't say as much. And like DC, very rare.
Sure.
I lived there for like 6 years, and hard pressed to find a photo. But I will say, like, Chicago has the most bars of like any city I think I've been to.
Yeah.
So it's there's
We need to
you have a lot.
document it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so before we get into more of why this is your favorite bar and why you chose it, can you tell the people at home a little bit about yourself? You're from the Chicago area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I've been in the city doing stand-up for like 12 years now, which is crazy to say.
That is
It's a long time. I grew up just in the suburbs, like 30 minutes northwest,
Okay.
and I moved here.
Which suburb?
Algonquin.
Algonquin. Okay.
Do you know?
I do know of it.
Wow.
I haven't
okay.
been to it. I just
Not a
know
lot of
it.
people know.
Yeah.
Who told you about Algonquin?
Just like I do a lot of. Actually, I may have been there. I do a lot of AV work on the side. That's
Okay.
my little side hustle right now. And 2 summers ago, I was setting up mobile stages
Oh, okay.
and helping run the AV. But I did a couple. I want to say I probably
I'm sure you
did
did like a West End or Algonquin type.
some kind of summertime
Yeah.
cover band pop-up thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you're driving through Algonquin and you blink, you might maybe miss Algonquin.
Okay.
But I moved out here 12 years ago to do stand-up, and I've just been doing that. And I'm a cast member at Lincoln Lodge.
Oh, yeah?
All the fun things that have been coming from, it's just like all the fun things that now I have. It's just kind of fun to look back and be like, oh wow, yeah, I moved out here and it's just like going to open mics every night, waiting tables, and now stand-up is a full-time job, which is awesome.
That rocks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome and crazy.
How congratulations. How we love to see it.
Thanks.
How long ago did you become a full-time comic?
Oh, like last year.
Last year,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and it was because my day job let me go. Like, I definitely hung on by like till the very end. I
Yeah.
had been thinking about it for a minute about like, my day job, am I really like, do I really need it? Is this just like a security blanket or
Sure.
like something to fall back on? Which
Sure.
obviously, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got insurance with that job, and then they let me
Yeah.
go, and I was like, this might be like something. It definitely was for the best, but this might be something to push me in the.
Yeah, I was going to
that
say,
direction.
give you that little extra
Yeah.
nudge and whatnot, and it's been going well.
Yeah. It's been going good. I mean, I teach at the Lincoln Lodge. I teach the stand-up class there.
Yeah.
So I still have all of these different. The thing about, I think, doing comedy as a full-time job is that it's all just about a bunch of different things getting pieced together.
Sure.
Instead of just like, well, here's my set at the Laugh Factory and here's my set at Zanies. It's
Yeah.
like you have a bunch of different outlets to make one
Totally.
amount.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Teaching, or I don't know, what other things are you? Podcasting, of course.
Freelance writing. All
Nice.
of it. Yeah,
Nice.
all of it. Yeah.
Love that.
So I'm for hire if anybody wants to.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out. And she's crazy experienced and crazy funny.
And crazy.
And crazy.
And regular crazy.
Do you run any shows right now? Yeah?
So I run the 8 o'clock Friday, Saturday show at the Lincoln Lodge.
Awesome.
And then,
Huge.
which is like my favorite show in the city. I'm biased because I've run it for so long, but I also.
Is it called anything?
So that's the main stage show.
The main stage
the
show, okay.
flagship show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I call it the 8 o'clock show.
Yeah.
But
It's the show.
it's
It's pretty
Lincoln
much
Lodge.
the show.
Before the Lincoln Lodge was a thing, that was the Lincoln Lodge.
Oh, okay.
Before the Lincoln Lodge was a theater, we were just a show on a Friday night.
Okay.
And that was the show.
So, I actually don't know a lot about the history of the Lincoln Lodge. Outside of that, it used to be like over in Wrigley for like a hot minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to do like a little quick
absolutely.
brief?
I would love this. So many
History
people
sesh?
don't know, and now
Yeah.
they think of the lodge as like this huge thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
you guys don't even know what it was before.
Yeah.
So Lincoln Lodge started in like '99
Okay.
in the back room of a pancake house in North Center. So like
Okay.
Lincoln and Western. No, Lincoln and Damon. And it was just like there. You go to the back of this restaurant. And there's a little stage, and they would do the show there.
Nice.
And then when that venue closed, we went to Subterranean,
Okay.
which is also a great bar. And we
Awesome
did the show
music
there.
venue.
Absolutely,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Next door to Estelle's, which is also one of my.
Wait, so they were doing a pop-up show within
They were there. Yeah, we were there every Friday night. Every Friday night there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For like
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
We were there. And then.
And you were a part of this at that point.
At that point, I was part of it. Yeah,
Damn.
when we started at Sub T, that's when I got added on. And then the owner always had this idea of like this big comedy venue, this big comedy theater that had different theaters and different rooms, and you could like do everything right there.
Yeah.
And so then we moved to the Newport Theater, which is in Wrigleyville.
Amazing theater.
And that really like grew us a lot. We went from one night a week to 2 nights a week, and we had a bigger cast, the biggest cast we've ever had. And then we bought the theater on Milwaukee in 2020, and just spent a lot of once we closed for the pandemic, we just renovated the whole thing and then reopened, and now the lodge is what it is now.
It's incredible,
Yeah.
amazing space. If you haven't been there, or if you haven't even been to Chicago and you come in to see comedy, it's like the place to go. It's
For
like
independent comedy.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's the thing.
totally.
Like I always tell people, like if you have any idea for a show
Yeah.
and you have like the rental space, you can have the room.
That's
like
awesome.
do whatever you want to do. If you
Yeah.
believe in it and you have like you can sell the tickets, like we'll give you the space. You don't have to prove it to us.
Is it technically like a not-for-profit?
It is, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That,
Yeah.
that rocks. And a very cool part of town, and the rooms are all sweet, and it's cool. It's cool to be at a comedy venue in Chicago that has multiple rooms.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's a thing at any
No,
of the other
definitely not.
places. I think that's the only place that does
No.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, different rooms, and
Yeah.
different theaters, and it can be a lot on like a weekend when like every room has a sold out show and
Yeah.
people are trying to figure out where they're going and
Oh,
there's so
yeah.
many doors but yeah, it's crazy to see the growth. And then when people come back who like were a part of the lodge back in the day, they come
Yeah.
back and they see it and they're like, what the hell is this? Like
That
yeah.
rocks.
Yeah,
Crazy
so
alumni.
Oh
are
yeah.
Part of it too.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, so that gets us up to speed now. Shout out to the lodge. Let's talk a little bit about Charleston. How did you first come to discover this place, and what are some good memories?
Yeah. So I was thinking about how I first discovered. I think it's because I used to run a show called 2 Hour Comedy Hour, which is right down the street. Like we could walk there. It tastes like it's like the Gallery Cabaret.
Okay.
Ever been there?
No, never been there.
Another. That's
This is a part of town that I'm not
Oh, okay.
super familiar with.
Gal
Which I
Cab
need to.
is fully a dive bar. Like fully a dive bar. We did a show there for I think like 3 or 4 years that I was a part of.
Yeah.
And after one time one of the comics was like, let's just go to the Charleston. And so we walked here and I was like, where are we? And we walked in and it was just like the coolest, chillest bar. Like, just like there was a lot of space for us to sit, which is huge. Like, and
it's very roomy here.
Yeah.
We're like in a little back corner. It almost kind of reminds me of like a New York bar a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can say.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just the layout of it. Yeah.
The decorations, like the
ceiling's dope. Yeah, it's cool.
And
so sorry.
No. So I walked in and I was like, oh, I love this bar. It's so cool. And then I just come here a lot. I come here on my birthday almost every year.
Nice.
They do New Year's here that we've done me and my friends have done a couple times. And it's always just like, you get the bar experience, but without being like surrounded by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a very specific type of, this area too, I feel is a little bit older.
Okay.
Cool kids
Yeah.
vibe. So they all come out.
That's chill. Nice.
It's chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, and when I'm always like, oh, I don't know where to go, you know, we're gonna group together, and I guess where we're gonna go. My first thought's always like, let's just go to Charleston. Like,
that's the go-to.
Yeah.
Go-to spot. What are you sipping on for people at home?
A PBR.
PBR.
Yeah.
Classic.
I just got back from like a 14-day trip in London,
Whoa.
to London and Dublin, and so I've only been drinking Guinness.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so happy to be like, I'll take an American Midwestern beer.
Give me that Pabst Blue,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Did the Guinness taste different?
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah?
I love Guinness. Like, it's great.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to go there
But
next time.
you know what's so funny is that I feel like normally my drink is a vodka soda, but when I order like a mixed drink,
That's
like a
mine
rum
too.
and coke or something over there, they look at me like, what are you talking about? Like, you want vodka and soda water? And I go, I'll just take a Guinness. It's fine. Like,
Really?
I know it's not a thing. Like,
What are
they'll
they
make
drinking?
it. They'll make it for you, but everybody's drinking Guinness. I'm not even exaggerating. Everyone's drinking Guinness.
All the women?
Cider, yes, or ginger beer.
What?
But ginger beer has booze in it. Like, has alcohol in it. Yeah.
Already like
Yeah.
infused in it.
Yeah.
But it's like crazy sugar.
It's like a little bit. It's like sweet. It just tastes like normal ginger beer, but you
Yeah.
do get a little bit of a buzz, and they put
Okay.
bitters in it.
Oh.
It's another thing. Everybody drinks Guinness or
That's just the
gin and tonics.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so gin and tonic's normal, but a vodka soda.
I know. I think the way they're just so used to being like pints, and then I was
Yeah.
like vodka soda, and they're just like, huh? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not
They're
gonna.
like, this isn't Russia. What?
Like, where's your accent from? You're crazy. I don't want to stir the pot too much. I'm just like, I'll take a beautiful.
Did you go on that trip just for fun, or did you do comedy when you were there?
So I went to London just for fun.
Hell yeah.
We went to go see a play. I did a bunch of touristy stuff.
Nice.
My friend Audrey showed up halfway through, and we did a bunch of stuff together. And then I went to Dublin, where I did a bunch of shows.
Yeah?
That was fun. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how is it performing in another country?
So great. I had
Yeah.
gone to Dublin the year before to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And I was very nervous. I'm like, what's gonna hit? Like, are my references gonna make it? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until before I got on stage, and I was like, I could potentially bomb.
Oh, sure.
My dick off
Sure,
right now.
sure, yeah.
And it was so fun. They're
Yeah.
great. The crowds are awesome. The shows are really fun. It's very Dublin reminds me of Chicago a lot.
Okay.
Just in like the energy and like the bar scene and
Sure.
stuff like that. There's a lot of pubs. There's a lot of and like the chillness that comes with some Chicago neighborhoods.
Totally.
Like there are places to go out and go clubbing, and then there are places you can just like relax.
Yeah.
Whereas London is more like go.
It is, yeah.
everywhere.
I've been there before, and I've been to a comedy show there, which was wild because it was like British comedians, Australian, I think Irish too, and it was a lot. It was very fun, and it was very much like there was a lot of jokes where they're talking about just like local neighborhoods or like I don't know, like country politics. And you're like, I have no idea what the hell's going on. Did you adjust your set a lot?
Some of it. Some things that didn't hit,
Yeah.
I would try it, and then if they didn't like it, I go, okay, well, the next time I won't do that.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
now
who
you know.
cares?
Yeah.
But the comedy in there too was really fun. They got a lot of it, which is great
Okay,
because
cool.
I didn't realize it was so transactional like that.
Sure.
But the funny thing was that so if you had a joke right and
Yeah.
people laugh here and here, and here, like maybe in Dublin they'd laugh here, here, and here. Like,
Oh, they're laughing at different points.
Yeah, but it's
Whoa.
the same delivery. It's the same material. Then I was like,
That's crazy.
okay, I guess they're laughing. So
Yeah, you're still getting the joke.
Exactly. But it like for the first when it first happened, it kind of like threw me, and I was like,
Yeah.
huh, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna question you guys. Thanks so much. But the comedy scene there is very much like Chicago, like back room of bars.
Okay.
The comics are doing everything they're running everything. There are no big, the clubs out there like we have.
Okay.
Laugh Factory, Zanies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like little showcases,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Which was fun too, because during the day I would go out and do a bunch of like touristy stuff. Like
Sure.
I'd go on walking tours.
Sure.
I had so much fun. I learned so much. I went on so many tours and stuff. And then at night I would go to the comedy club, and that was very much like, we know how to be in the back of a comedy club.
Mhm.
We know how to be in the back of a show, and that was very grounding, because like I was so out of my depths traveling alone in this country to be like, okay, I have like this walking tour at this time, and I have to be over at this museum at this time. And then I was like, okay, I know how to do this. Like this is good. I don't need to question
brings you
this.
back to center.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Feels like home,
Yeah.
kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't need to worry about all the time there is in military time.
Oh, right.
I don't need to do any math. It's all metric. Everything is like kilometers, and I'm like, But like I know how to do 10 minutes in the back of a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem.
That's standard across the board.
Yeah, 10 minutes is 10 minutes.
I did one international show so far in Vancouver, Canada,
Okay.
and I thought I had. I think I did it like 2 or 3 times. It became like a running joke throughout. Was that I was like, do you guys know? I started talking about. I'm like from Buffalo, obviously, I'm a walking Buffalo sign. But like, I'll talk about football in my set, and then I'm like, do you guys? Like, I know there is football here. And then they're like, no, we understand that. They're like right next to it. They're like, no, we know all about that shit.
We got it.
So they're like, you're good. I was like, oh, okay. So then by the end, I was like, yeah, they get most of these references. There isn't really like a divide, so it's just kind of
It
funny.
was interesting too to go like now currently and be like, I'm an American, and they're like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've been doing that for years.
Exactly,
Though. They're
yeah.
like, oh, God, you live in hell. And it's like, dude.
All right.
Yeah, but we have Taco Bell.
Yeah, come on, dude.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Don't make me choose.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't make me choose. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get a camera.
Oh, we're getting a little, yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm drinking a German Pilsner that I've never tried before, which is crazy because I was craft beer-aholic for like a hot minute. Now I do a lot more vodka sodas to try and like save my body.
Yeah.
But I do like when there's like a cool beer that I haven't seen before at a lot of these bars. I'm like, all right, you got me. I'm sold.
Cool.
In Dublin, I saw
Yeah.
312. No, in London, I saw 312.
What?
And I was like,
Goose Island beer.
oh
from
yeah, Chicago beer. And
Yeah.
I was like,
It brought tears to my eyes. I was like, this is the most beautiful sight.
Like a bottle of it
It was on draft.
on draft.
Yeah,
No
box.
shit.
It was crazy. And I
That
was just
is-
like,
wow.
oh my god, I literally miss home so much. So like, and then
we were talking to people, and where were we? This guy was like, I've been to Chicago. Here's the deep dish pizza that I got, and I was just like, oh my god, she's beautiful. I was on vacation for so long that it got to the point that I was just like, I'm ready to.
That is a long trip.
It was a
That's
long
a very
trip,
long trip.
I was ready to come home, and then I was just like, the thing about Chicago is that it's so amazing and beautiful. And all my friends are like, it's so warm outside. And I was like, I'm missing spring. But happy to be back for sure. Yeah, it was very weird how that homesickness hit me, and like I just to see a 312, and I was like, yes.
we do that.
It is crazy, and like that's not even like London and Dublin, not too far off from us, very similar to us. But being in like another country for any period of time, you start to like be like, oh, I took this for granted or this for granted. You're like, I just miss having a PBR back home or some shit like that. Hell yeah. Okay, so this bar we did some fond memories. Talked about the drinks, the new questions. Hell yeah. Let's do the bar take one first.
Okay.
What's your hot bar take?
Hot bar take. I'm so nervous about this.
It can be a
Do I have a hot bar take? I'm sure I do.
What's or it's just something that that you think is like a party foul at the bar that
so
you're like,
many.
dude, don't do this.
Oh my god, you know what?
There's a lot of dumb people doing dumb stuff.
Hot bar take. Stop bringing everybody you know into the bathroom with you. I almost got into like a fist fight at a bar with this girl because
Like
They were-
hooking up?
No. They were just gossiping in the bathroom.
Oh, like, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Boys go to the bathroom to do drugs. Girls go to the bathroom to
totally.
gossip.
Yeah, okay.
And they lie there. I can hear them going, "Dee-da-dee-da-da-da-da." And like, listen, I've been 21. I know how to, hey, it's so fun. Me and my friends are in the bathroom together. But there was like a huge long line, and I just got to the point where I started pulling on the doors. And then this girl comes out, and she's like, "Literally, who was that?" And then I was talking to somebody else at the time, but the other girls in the lines, we formed like an allegiance of they were all protecting me, and I didn't know I was ready to fight. I was
You're
like,
a
no
militia.
problem. Yeah. That I was like, it's got to be done, guys. People gotta pee. Like, take your gossip outside.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to gossip with your friends. Like, and if you're gonna do drugs, do the drugs in the alley. Like that it's so at a busy bar. At a busy bar, it's so. I'll say it, rude. It's rude. It's rude to commandeer the bathroom for what? Your drugs? I gotta pee now.
Yeah. That's why we have the alleys.
Yes, it is. That's why we have the alleys.
And guess what? You can pee out there too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good shout.
And take a friend, because then they can spot you.
Oh my God! If you want to pee with your friends, take them outside.
Yeah. It's it's open air. It's just better.
It sounds beautiful. You can maybe see the stars.
I don't think I've ever been.
I would have fought this girl too. I would have absolutely.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever been. I've never been invited to hook up in a bathroom. I don't even know how that happens, and I don't know if I would be down for it, because a lot of bathrooms are pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that's where the pee in the poo lives. Why would you be like, let's kiss here?
Let's get it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a move that I'm like, nah, I don't know. And then B, I maybe have gone into the bathroom to do drugs with a guy once or twice, and I remember it being like weird. Like I was like, I don't know. I feel like we gotta get out of here.
It is.
Everybody knows we're in here.
And like peak bar time, like on a Sunday or Saturday night at like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Oh, you can't be doing that.
Come on.
That's you're doing with main character energy.
Yes,
but it's
that's exactly
annoying
it.
as fuck.
Yeah, and the girls that I didn't fight them, but I would have. That I was going to fight them. They didn't wash their hands. And I'm like, how are you going to take the bathroom up for like 10 minutes, come out and be like, we were leaving, you weren't leaving, and then you didn't even wash your hands. I'm like,
God.
I got an issue with that. That's my hot bar take.
It's a hot bar take, and it's a fair one.
Stop going to the bathroom with more than one people.
Hot tip on that one. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Or Deanna and the militia that she forms outside
you. Yeah.
your ass.
Another hot take is that writing on the bathroom is actually good. I think I like something to
Writing
read.
on the bathroom? That is a very common here.
Yeah.
A lot of stickers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I have stickers, and every time I'm in there, I'm like, why didn't I bring a couple of slap them in here?
And I'll say stickers from like years ago. I'm like, oh yeah, if I'm in like a bar that I haven't been in a long time, I'm like, I know this bathroom. And then it's fun to see like people responding to different graffiti. I never have pens or Sharpies on me.
It's a thing that I'm like, I didn't come prepared.
Oh, can you believe I forgot to bring my Sharpie to the bathroom? But I think that is actually good, and it builds community.
And I
I'm
feel
all
like
about building
I feel
community.
like a lot of bars just like let it go.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, anything too crazy.
Yeah, you still need to be able to see yourself in the mirror. But okay, and then we're gonna end on this. What's something in the past year that has significantly improved your life? This can be like a life hack. This can be something in comedy. It could be anything at all. Anything that applies.
I think in comedy, knowing what you are willing to do and saying no to the things that you don't have to say yes to everything, which is what I normally did.
Huge.
Like if I know that I want to headline a club, or I feel like I'm ready for this opportunity, and they offer me something else, I'm going to say thank you, no thank you, because then I always tell my students, like, if somebody tells you no, or if someone doesn't want to book you, or the show isn't responding to you, it's not a no, it's a not right now.
Sure.
And so like I know
I love
it's
that.
such a hard lesson to learn that like, oh, I'm turning this opportunity down because of whatever reasons, because I know that I'm going to get angry with myself for taking it, and I'm going to do the show. Like, let's say it's a show in the middle of nowhere, pays nothing, and I do it just for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be in a pissy mood when I get there. I'm going to do a bad job on the show, and then I'm going to drive home going, I knew it. I knew I should have done the show.
Yeah.
So now instead I can either set a price that's going to make it worth my while, or just say no thank you, because I know that there's going to be somebody else who will want that opportunity that I don't.
Sure.
Which is such a crazy thing to look back at, me 12 years ago going like, why are we turning down shows?
Yeah.
But I think it's important for yourself as a person and also for yourself as a comedian to
Yeah.
like know what you will and will not accept. And I'm like, okay, so let's say if I reach out to this club and they say, yeah, you can host, and I'm like, I don't really think that I should be hosting after
Yeah.
I've, if let's say like I get the audition process of like, you need to host and then you can have your feature and then headline, whatever.
Yeah.
If I've hosted before and if I've featured before and then they go, yeah, we want you to host again, I can feel
Feels like a backstop.
and for some people it might not, but for me, I'm like, I'm gonna just say no, and then when they want me, they'll reach out to me.
Yeah.
And if they never want me, then that's fine. There are other opportunities that will come.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's such a difficult thing, and I can say it now. It sounds so like poetic, and then tomorrow I'm like, oh, what did they do?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But you've definitely put in your time and your work, and you've done you've done those ones, and you understand like the whole process with it. So I think that goes a long way. Understanding your worth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
especially if you've headlined at a place. It's like I
That's
went there and I
the thing.
crushed. So
Yeah, so that's
what
it.
do you want from me?
Yeah, to like build this resume that like you can look, not just that like people can look at and be like, wow, that's impressive, but for you to look at and be like, I'm proud of this. That's
Yeah,
another thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, by your own terms.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love that.
So,
That's awesome. How long have you been teaching for?
I started teaching in 2017
Okay.
around there, 2017, 2018. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I taught the co-ed class for years, and now I teach FemCom, which is an all-female non-binary class where students come in and then it's a 6-week class and they leave with 5 minutes of stand-up. So it's pretty,
Hell yeah.
it's a really great class. I love it.
If you're in Chicago and you're thinking about doing stand-up and
Yeah.
all, it's a great place to
Yeah.
start.
It's crazy too. I ask people like why they're taking the class. I get like, public speaking. Like I want to be comfortable with public speaking. I want to
Yeah.
make friends. I just want more confidence. I want to check it off my bucket list. I want to do stand up. There's so many, the wide range of like why people are here is really crazy. I used to get a lot of lawyers and a lot of priests, funny enough.
Priests?
Priests.
Really?
Yeah, they
Whoa.
wanted more like, they wanted to know, well, the couple that I had, one was for like confidence
Yeah.
in front of their clergy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They're speaking in front of a
And the other one was
large-ass room.
to learn how to structure their sermons more, more like a story.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, dude, I don't know how much I can help you, but in this, we're gonna be doing stand-up.
Yeah.
So let's focus on that.
That's funny.
Isn't that crazy?
I had a priest back in Buffalo, family's Roman Catholic, and I remember him distinctly because he would always do a joke at the end of every sermon.
Oh, yeah.
And he also did a good job at like when they like break it down for everyone. He didn't get like too preachy. It was just kind of connecting it. And knew how to play the room.
Yeah.
And there was always a corny dad joke at the end,
Yeah.
but you're like, all right, I know he's gonna end with a joke. So like,
Yeah.
I struggle with church to like stay awake, so I need anything to get me through that.
Yes.
But that is funny. Like I would never think that they would go and take a.
Me neither. Right? Yeah. Yeah. It's really
So were they like struggling when people were going like, I don't know, ham with like the material? I don't know.
No.
Really?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was. I mean, the types of priests, they were from like, one of them was from like a really cool like.
More progressive.
Yeah, progressive.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the progressive church in Boys Town. And
Okay.
yeah, so they were more like, they were just chill. Like one was a dad and he had like a kid, like a young daughter that like he was like, I'm going to talk about fatherhood and
Yeah.
yeah, it was really interesting. But another thing with my class at least is that like I tell my students, you can bring whatever you want. You can bring whatever you want, but if it's offensive, if it's you're punching down on like people that are minorities, like I just won't give you notes back on it. So like it's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
So you could bring this offensive shit and then I'll just go, okay, well, I can't punch up any of that. So we're gonna skip to somebody else, and I can tell you why it's offensive. And if you don't believe me, you can take it to an open mic yourself and see how badly it does.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna tell you the truth, and I think a lot of people maybe might hear that and be like, oh, she's censoring these people. And it's like I'm just teaching. You can do whatever you want and take it to an open mic and do that and see how it does. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but for me, it's just like I'm not gonna waste my time.
It seems like a way to nip it in the bud and also just kind of be like, I don't know. There's people that do stand up open mics and they seem to be like stuck there, and it's because they're doing material that is like that. It's not really jokes, and it can be punching down, and it's offensive or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's nice to establish that line, and then I don't know. Have people like dropped out of class because of that?
No, never.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Then you're elevating them.
For the most part, they just go like, but explain to me why it's offensive, and then
yeah.
I'll do that. And
Yeah.
then, we kind of take it down to like, what's your premise, what's your setup, what's your punchline, and if they can't point that out in the jokes, and it's just like, then right now you're just going on stage and saying racist stuff. So like, that's not stand up. And once you that kind of approach to it, I think it's a little bit more their understanding of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of stand-up comedians should probably take this class.
Yeah. Right.
I think you need to. That's my hot take. Okay, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for introducing me to this place. This is incredible. I can't wait to come back here again. Maybe on New Year's, because I have been looking for a chill spot that isn't insane.
Yeah, I mean, it does get busy, but it is a little bit more.
But it's not as insane.
It's not absolutely insane, yeah.
Love
and then
it.
they do like the champagne toast, and
Love
it's
it.
fun. Like I would say, holidays and stuff get here like a little bit before you think when everybody else is going to show up.
Okay.
But it's just a great bar.
Hell yeah, we love it. Go ahead. Well, thank you, Charleston, for hosting us.
I love you, Charleston.
And where can people check you out? And what are like big anything you want to plug right now, and any like big projects coming up?
So my Instagram is at Deanna Ortiz _, and that has all my information on it. I'm starting a solo show soon.
Nice.
So that's gonna come out sometime in April, and then I'm gonna do it whenever I can at the Lincoln Lodge.
Have you ever done that before?
No.
Awesome.
I've never done a solo show.
That's huge.
So it's my day job that I got fired from, that I talked about before, was in the adult entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So I did social media for porn stars for 5 years, and so it's basically
Just
like
crazy.
it's wild. It's basically like what I learned from that job and how it mirrored my real life of like where I was when I started and where I am now.
Yeah.
It's called Funny Slut, and
Love it.
and yeah, so look out for that. I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be really fun.
We can put it in what's the overseas thing? Not Fringe,
Edinburgh?
but Edinburgh.
No, that idea really scares me.
Really?
So yeah, the idea of going to Fringe, I'm like, you know what? I'll just tour it around the States.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? Go back to Scotland? I just got back from London. Oh my god! I thought about it, and I was like, not this year. But
Fair enough.
I want to see the reception that it has here.
Yeah.
And then,
I can see you crushing it
Yeah.
over there. If I'm putting it in the ether,
Oh,
but
thank you.
if
It'll be
it's
fun.
too much, yeah. no
I'm
worries.
excited. It's going to be like PowerPoints and stuff too.
Oh,
so
sweet.
multimedia. So it's not just me talking the entire time. You get some pictures.
Do you have a venue in mind that you want
the
to?
Lincoln Lodge?
The Lincoln Lodge?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If I didn't
Oh,
do it at the Lincoln Lodge, my boss might kill me.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
In a very loving way, he would kill me. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I know they already have the tech set up. So it's like,
True.
and I already know, like, if
Yeah.
there's one thing I know how to do at the lodge, it's work the tech. So
Yeah, you're already in good with it. Well, awesome.
Exactly.
That rules.
Thank you.
Please follow Deanna. Take her classes if that is
Yeah.
in your world. And come see a show at Lincoln Lodge. Come support. She's got the best slot of the weekend, so it's
Great
nothing but
shows.
killers on those lineups.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on BarQuest.
Asked me to do
This was killer. I found out a lot about your recent trip, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Check out more episodes, follow us, and have a good one. Bye, guys.
Yay.